Fire scenes are dynamic, and things can go from bad to worse quickly.
Engine 11's on scene of a small single-story multi-family structure. We have a working fire with heavy smoke and flame coming from the Charlie side. Engine 11 will be operating offensive strategy, going in for primary insurance and fire control. Engine 11 to all units. Stage of highway. We have heavy oxygen tanks in this residence. We are going to go defensive. Let's go! Hey, pull back! Pull back! Pull back! Let's go!
So this video comes from the Albuquerque Fire Department, and if you aren't familiar with them and their channel, you should be. I will put the entire link to the video below. But this call, they were originally dispatched to a dumpster fire, and I can't tell you how often this happens. And it's not necessarily the fault of dispatch, it could be the information that they're getting. Got him! Got it! But there's a miscommunication because while they got dispatched for a dumpster fire, they show up to find out that it's an actual structure fire.
Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire!
In a fourplex. And if you are a new firefighter or somebody looking to get into the fire service, this is something you should be aware of, because as you start your career and as you become a firefighter, you should get used to the exercise of on the way to any call, EMS, fire, rescue, whatever it is, thinking through some different possibilities. Now, it's obviously going to be impossible to imagine every single possibility at every single scene, but it's important to think through what's the information that I know, where am I going, and what are some hazards or some things I could be showing up on that I might not expect.
So we're going to be working the offensive strategy. Engine 11 currently has a command.
Command to all units. Stage on the intersection of Ross and Ortiz. We have oxygen tanks in this residence that are trying to explode. Set that dead gun. Let's kind of stay back for now. There's a bunch of oxygen tanks in there. Okay.
Have all these been evacuated?
Yeah.
So this is a great example of things going from bad to worse quickly. Originally, they show up and think they're going on a dumpster fire, which turns into a structure fire, which now turns into a structure fire with an unknown number of oxygen tanks, and they're going off. This officer does a great job pulling his firefighters out, switching from offensive to defensive, and reassessing his priorities. You heard him here say that he wanted to get the deck gun going to put some water on it. In my opinion, that's a very underutilized tool, and that's a great use of that resource. I can put a ton of water on a structure from the outside and keep everybody away at a safe distance. You also hear him here talking to this other firefighter, figuring out, have all of these other structures been evacuated? You'll see later in the video, it looks like there might be some elderly people that live there. That can be difficult. That can be very challenging for firefighters to get people that are limited mobility or maybe some senior citizens completely evacuated to secure the area.
Pertaining to Engine 11 Command, I've been following your radio traffic star. Copy. We're on scene of a working fire, significant fire at this time. I'm now going to be assuming Ortiz Command. We're going to call this. Some will be located on the Alpha Delta side of the structure. Command to Engine 11, can you just give me a count?
Really quick, I wanted to take a second to talk about the sponsor of this video. That's Columbia Southern University. Now, they are an all-online university, and the best part about them being all online is you get to take classes when it's convenient for you. No more going to have to drive and sit in a class for hours and listen to somebody drone on. You can take them in the morning, the evening, the afternoon, whatever fits with your schedule. They also offer a variety of different programs. Now, obviously, most of you watching this are going to be into EMS administration, fire science, and they offer a variety of programs like that, but they also offer other things like business, like IT, like healthcare. Check them out below. I'll put the link columbiasouthern.edu/FFN to find out more.
Engine 11, copy that. Transfer command. Right now, we are setting up a deck gun for defensive operations. We've got reports of multiple oxygen bottles that have exploded. We are setting up the deck gun right now. The more resources come out for your chief will be great.
Command copy. Command to Engine 11, just confirming, were we able to evacuate 1313, which is located just south of this residence?
So there's a lot that just happened there. And if you are new to the fire service or you're interested in getting into the fire service, there's something that they said that you should know. That arriving officer asks for what's called a CAN report. That stands for conditions, actions, needs. Essentially, what that arriving officer is asking that engine is, what do you see? What are the conditions? What have you done? What actions have you taken? And what do you need? What resources can I get you? The other thing I wanted to address is I've gotten this question from a lot of people, primarily overseas, is why is it that engine officers or ladder officers are going in with their firefighters in to actually fight the fire? Why aren't they staying outside and just assuming command and staying out of there? Well, this is the way a lot of fire departments will operate here in the States, is the first arriving officer, that engine officer, will stay with their crew and go fight the fire, and then a higher ranking officer will generally come shortly behind them. In this case, it sounds like it's a battalion chief, and they will assume command from that original officer. But the most important thing I wanted to point out about this is what competent and good leadership looks like. That is so important on the fire ground. I did another video recently showing exactly what terrible leadership on the fire ground looks like. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it up here somewhere. You can check it out, or I'll put it in the description down below. But contrast that video with what you see going on here. Nobody's yelling, nobody's panicking, nobody's raising their voices. Everybody is cool, calm, and collected, maintaining their priorities and continuing to fight the fire.
Evacuating everything over there.
And still give me some pressure on the phone.
Copy, Rescue 3, Rescue 2, North Division. We're evacuating all residents on the north side. We also have a line of
There we go, Darren. Let's go.
for the apartment, for the fire department.
Come on, buddy. There you go.
So they got the fire under control from the exterior and decided to go back to interior and put out the rest of the fire. But what you didn't see before this is they ended up having problems somehow and lost pressure on this hand line. Now that can happen for a million different reasons, but again, this goes to something else I talked about in another video, is the importance of a good pump operator who is competent and can think on their feet and troubleshoot quickly. Now there's a million reasons you can lose pressure on a hand line, but they figured it out quickly. Nobody panicked and everybody stayed cool, calm, and collected. Oh, and YouTube thinks you're really gonna like this video. Check it out and let me know what you think.